Here's your host, Jason Manchester.
Anyway, hey, I appreciate you taking the time to
yeah, of course,
come on. Big fan, man. So I've been following you for a little while, obviously. How does it feel? I mean, obviously you do big on YouTube. I mean, you have over 100K followers on YouTube. How does that feel? Where did you ever think that you would be to that point on YouTube when you started?
No, not at all. I mean, when I first started, I honestly, I wasn't even trying to get a following or anything like that. And I know that sounds, like people say that to sound humble, but so let me take a step back. So when I first started, like when I was very young, and I put stuff onto YouTube, obviously I was hoping for a following. But then I took a step away from it because I was like, this is not really for me, the YouTube life or whatever. I'm just going to become a filmmaker, focus on that. And then a few years into my career and right before the pandemic, I wanted to change directions in my film production company. And so I decided I wanted to start doing product videos. And I looked everywhere on YouTube for tutorials in product videos and I couldn't find anything. At least when I typed it in, I put in like product video tutorials. And the only things that would come up was product photography, which is like it's completely different now if you put it in, but right. And so I started learning a lot of different product photography. I started watching a lot of different product photography tutorials and taking that, dissecting it, and then taking what I learned from there and then using what I knew from filmmaking and then doing a lot of trial and error and messing around and making my own spec commercials. And then after a while, I started feeling pretty confident in it. And my whole thought process was, I'm going to put a tutorial out onto YouTube just so people don't have to go through the same thing I went through if they're interested in making product videos. And I was hooked on product videos just because they're so much fun and it was so much more creative than the work that I was doing at that point. And so I just pretty much, it just started like that. It was kind of a natural thing. And then from there, it kind of escalated pretty quickly because the pandemic happened and everything shut down. So everybody was really interested in, like, it shot up and I was already making my third or fourth product tutorial at the time. And then, it just pretty much shot up from there. And then from there, I thought it was kind of inevitable that I'd get 100,000 followers just because I could see like the trajectory of like how everything was growing. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't my intention. I really just thought it would be cool to like help people. And then I was hoping, eventually like some company would see it, either on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram like that, or I would start reaching out to companies. Scratch that. I wasn't hoping any companies would see it because I didn't actually get jobs like that. My whole process before when I built my production company and how I got jobs was I would create work. I put it out there to show to other filmmakers, but then I would reach out to companies and show them the work that I created from the spec ads. I would just cold call and email, and that's how I built like getting different clients and stuff like that. So, I wasn't actually expecting anything whatsoever from putting on YouTube. I just thought I could at least help like at least one person is always kind of my goal, even to this like day, because I mean, you can never guarantee how many views you're going to get on a video or anything like that. So even to this day, I'm like, as long as I like help one person excel with each video that I put out, at least I feel like I've accomplished something instead of, trying to like grab fame or whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of like my mindset that helps me steady down because it's so easy to get caught up in being like, oh, I need views, I need following. Like it really doesn't matter in the end of the day. I mean, it helps with getting jobs, but to answer your question now in a long-worded way, it's weird. It's hard to explain, but at first, like the first time it happens and the second time it happens, it feels great, when you get a lot of views on your video, but you quickly realize that it doesn't matter, or it's very hollow and empty feeling after a while. It doesn't make you feel like a better filmmaker. It doesn't make you happier. It doesn't make you a better person or anything like that. It actually kind of just makes you feel emptier eventually, because then all you're doing, and I definitely got caught up in this for a while, was like, chasing views. And it really doesn't mean anything, because at the end of the day, if you're not secure with yourself and you're not happy with the work that you do, then, you know, those views and those people and the admiration that you have is just, it eventually becomes hollow. So